As you can probably hear, it's pouring down with rain here in Mallorca. Today's the 1st of May, it's a public holiday, and so people are on holiday, the shops are closed, the businesses are closed, but there's not a lot to be done today. Quite often on May the 1st there would be processions and parades marking Labour Day, but I don't think there's anything going on today, and even if there was, people wouldn't be turning up. The weather just isn't good enough for that. So it's a little bit of a damp holiday today for everyone, and it's a day to stay at home. We're lucky we have two of our grandchildren with us today, so we've got them to entertain and to entertain us as well. But I thought I'd take the opportunity to give you a little brief update of what's going on here in Mallorca. I had such great response to the couple of news updates that I've already done. Lots of wonderful remarks. Thank you, keep them coming. Really enjoy to hear and read those remarks. And I don't know when I can publish these and when I can put them out, just because of my work commitments and family commitments. So the best thing to do is to subscribe and hit that bell button, and then you'll get a notification that I've uploaded a new update on either the news or one of our walks around. So from here in Mallorca, it seems like 2 steps forward and 1 step backwards. I've already reported that on May the 9th the alarm ends, state of alarm ends, and that means that the restrictions that are in place effectively come to an end. Well, that really can't happen, so the government's got to do something about that. And on May the 17th in the UK, the travel restrictions, they also end, so things are looking up in those respects. So from the May the 17th, as far as the UK is concerned, people from the UK will be able to travel abroad without restriction. At least that's the current plan. They will be trialling some green, amber, red, so they're going to have this traffic light system to decide which countries are going to be on that system. And at the moment, we in Spain, and in particular in the Baleares, don't know whether we're going to be on it or off it, or whereabouts we're going to be on it or off it. There is a hope, or there was a hope last week, that we're going to be on the on the green list. The British ambassador came to visit the island. He came here and then he went off to Ibiza, and he said, no, you're not on the green list yet. Nobody's on the green list yet because it hasn't been decided. So sometime during the next week, the UK government will actually start to publish that green list. At least that's what we hope. Here in Spain and in the rest of Europe, they're trialling the EU passport, vaccine passport. So during the month of May, they're going to be trialling to see if this vaccine passport works, and Spain has been chosen as one of the countries to trial it. So all the airports and borders are going to be trialling these vaccine passports. Hopefully that will mean from June the vaccine passports will be in place. It looks as though it's going to take the form of an app. You're going to have an app on your phone which will give you a QR code. And as you pass through the immigration, you'll show this code and it will show you either a green or a red. The green will indicate that you've been vaccinated, or you had a negative PCR test, or you've recovered from COVID and therefore have the antibodies. Or it'll come up red, and then that will mean you're not allowed in. So what they do with you then, I don't know. I guess they just put you into some sort of a quarantine. So that's hopefully going to be implemented in June. Now, I just mentioned that May the 9th is the end of the state of alarm here in Spain, and it seems as though they've suddenly realised this and therefore decided they've got to do something about it. And to somewhat of a surprise at the end of last week, they introduced a new law which says that people from outside Europe are not going to be able to enter. So there's a travel restriction up till the 31st of May. So if you booked your holiday for the 17th of May from the UK, you can't come. It's not for holidays. You will be able to come if for other things, urgent things, for medical treatment, or if you're a resident here you can come, but not for a holiday. So it looks as though at the moment UK citizens, even though they've got high degree of vaccination, even though they've got low cases, are going to be not allowed to enter till after the 31st of May. That could all change, and they may realise that they've made a mistake and they want to encourage the UK visitors to come. That remains up in the air, and we'll see what happens next week. Hoteliers obviously are really annoyed at this, and some of the hotels that already plan to be open during the next week or two, several hotels are planning to open. Holidays have been booked, and I've already seen people on Facebook posting their letters from the tour company saying, sorry, your hotel and holiday have been cancelled due to the uncertainty. And that's the big problem, uncertainty. People don't know what's going on, and it's an uncertainty that's giving us all a little bit of a bad feeling at the moment. The local government here in the Baleares are really going to be pushing travel and holidays for the summer, so they're launching a tourism campaign, which is a relaunch, I suppose, of the Palma tourism, and they've spent 300,000 euros on promoting the islands. It's largely going to be spent on the internet, and on the internet they're going to be promoting on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and those sort of things, Visit Palma. So Visit Palma is the place to go to find out what's going on here in Mallorca. So what about these vaccinations? Well, May is going to be an incredible month for Mallorca and the other Balearic Islands. They're planning to vaccinate 100,000 people a week. So if they did that, that would be 300,000-400,000 by the end of the month. That's more than they vaccinated in the whole of January to April. So in 4 months, January to April, they didn't vaccinate that many. So we'll hopefully see that working. It's all being done through a website called Bittheta, and for me that worked really well. I just went onto the website, entered my details, and I had no problem in getting my vaccination booked. But I've read that some British people in particular are having issues with that. It's not clear at the moment why they're having issues, but I think for many of them it could be because they may be residents here, but they've not registered with the National Health Service here. And if they've not registered, or if they registered a long time ago, they could be off that list. And so when they come to book their vaccination, they don't actually come up in the list. And so it's causing a little bit of a pain for some of the British people who are living here. And that's possibly because they've got private health insurance and so have not used the local health services. Don't know if that's true, but it's a possibility. Last week we saw a little bit of a spike in the COVID numbers here. They suddenly went up, and there was a couple of cases, a couple of areas in the Baleares where the numbers really went high, and it looks as though that might have been just a spike, as by Friday the numbers had gone down considerably again. But the health officials here and the local government are going to be monitoring that really carefully, because if they do see a big spike and it seems to be maintained, then they're going to be encouraged to maintain the restrictions that we have here on the island. In an earlier news output, I said that we went to see the orchestra. That was on Thursday night. Saw a concert which was absolutely amazing. There was a symphony by Saint-Saëns and then a violin concerto from Tchaikovsky, and there was a young lady, 19 years old, on the violin who was mesmerizing. She was brilliant. If you get to see her on YouTube, the Balearic Symphony Orchestra have already put some short clips up there of her, and they were fantastic. Football news. I did report last week that La Liga were looking into admitting fans into the stadium as the state of alarm ends. Well, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. The government said, no, you're not. So it looks as though that one has been quashed. We're not going to be going to see any football matches very soon. So that was really a little bit disappointing, particularly as we come into the very end of the season, such an important time for Real Mallorca, who've got 6 games to play. And we're hoping to be in that top 2 spot where we get automatic promotion. At the moment we're second, and we've got a 6-point cushion, but nothing certain. And today we're playing Mirandés, and it's really another one of those must-win matches. So hopefully Real Mallorca this afternoon can put some goals into the back of the net and change the fortunes. So hopefully, if you want to watch it, you can see it on YouTube. If you're outside of Spain, just go to the La Liga Smart Bank and you'll be able to watch the football match live with an English commentary. And finally, the weather. The weather's been awful the last day or two, so Friday and Saturday today it's absolutely pouring down with rain. It's supposed to be clearing up around lunchtime, and then by tomorrow it should be back to normal and the weather should start to clear up for the next week. So thank you for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this news briefing from Mallorca. And if you have, give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, let everybody know that we're still alive and kicking here in Mallorca. And I'll see you in the next news briefing. Bye for now.